No matter what you hear, no matter the story, no matter the promise, the truth we're never allowed to know is John Kennedy. Just understand this. You will never find out why. Forget the tantalizing releases of documents, whether it's from Putin or researchers or that which is hidden away. There will never be an end to the questions surrounding the assassination of John Kennedy. Never. Not because the truth isn't out there. Somewhere it is. But because the system depends on you never quite getting there. See, the whole story is designed like a hall of mirrors. Every time you think you found the door, you realize you're staring at another reflection of your own confusion. It sounds kind of poetic, but it's true. See, that's not an accident. It's a mechanism. It's deliberate. And it's how power protects itself. I'm going to be telling you about this very quickly. If you are planning to survive the need for emergency food, I have a link right now to preparewithlionel.com. That's all. You look and see, and you will thank me one day. I hope I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. You will thank me for telling you about preparewithlionel.com. The link is in the description. Please see for yourself, because when you know what hits the fan, it's ammo, water, food, and energy. That's all. Preparewithlionel.com. Go to the link. Now let's look at the JFK case, okay? 60 plus years later, we've had commissions and documentaries and declassified files and whistleblowers, deathbed confessions, endless think pieces and reflections, yet the mystery persists to this day, almost like it's supposed to. Too many people, too many moving parts, too many dead witnesses, too many sealed files still redacted for national security. They've trained you to believe that after decades of investigations, there's simply nothing left to uncover. Because if there were, surely someone would have told us, right? I mean, that's the conditioning talking. They want you to shrug, to pour another beer or coffee and then move on. You're tired of this. You've heard this before. You're getting used to it. You're habituating to it. See, the government doesn't mind a few conspiracy theorists yelling into microphones. That's okay. What it fears is curiosity becoming contagious. And that will only happen if you're successful. If you're successful getting to the bottom of something. See, they want you to get used to the feeling of not knowing, used to the idea that certain truths are permanently off limits. Because once you get comfortable living in that fog, you stop demanding clarity and you stop asking questions. And you start to accept that maybe you weren't meant to know. And that's when they've got you exactly where they want you, docile, distracted, and dependent on whatever official version they roll out next. Now, every few years, there's another batch of JFK documents that gets released. As though, what are you going to find? A picture of the shooter, the real gun, the president's brain? Come on. The media dutifully report that there's nothing new. Yet buried inside the fine print are pages missing, names blacked out, redacted, witnesses untraceable, witnesses dead. People who've tried to dig deeper end up silenced, smeared, or conveniently discredited. And if you question the narrative, you're labeled unstable or unpatriotic or a conspiracy theory nut. Because apparently patriotism now means trusting the same institutions that lied us into Vietnam and Iraq and half the tragedies of the 20th century and probably ended up killing this president. The Warren Commission was supposed to close the book. Instead, you know what happened. It opened 1,000 books. It spawned the industry. It's not supposed to do that. See, Oswald, the lone gunman, the magic bullet, the disappearing witnesses, rewritten autopsy reports, missing brains, none of it adds up. And it never will. Because it's not supposed to. The confusion is the control. See, the uncertainty is the point. They want you spinning your wheels forever, chasing ghosts and theories until exhaustion replaces outrage. And the same machine that buried JFK buried RFK and Martin Luther King Jr., three men who, in their own ways, challenged entrenched power, shot down within, 5 years of each other? And each time, the lone gunman story conveniently wrapped up the case like a Christmas present. Tidy, neat, unthreatening, perfect. Don't look behind the curtain. And they're doing the same thing to Charlie Kirk. Don't connect the dots. Just believe that lightning struck 3 times in the same decade in the same political climate against the same type of people and move along, little doggy. Nothing to see here. And if you ask too many questions, you know what happens. I'm living proof. You're told to calm down. Take your meds. Stop reading Reddit or whatever you read. The phrase conspiracy theory itself was weaponized right after JFK's death. Literally pushed by the CIA to discredit dissent. And before that, it was just called skepticism. Afterward, it became a scarlet letter for anyone who refused to swallow governmental press releases whole. And now, half the country's terrified of being labeled crazy for simply asking, what if the official story is wrong? And Charlie Kirk, oh God. Charlie Kirk says it all this time. The regime doesn't just lie, it wants you to get used to being lied to. They want you numb to deception. They want you so habituated to disappointment that you stop caring whether the truth ever surfaces. Because when you stop caring, you stop resisting. See, that's every new revelation about JFK or RFK or MLK. It ends up and lands like a dull thud. No matter how explosive it should be, it's always treated as trivia. They've normalized disbelief. See, that's the true psyop. Think about the pattern. They kill the figure who threatens to unify. Then they drown the story in theories until it collapses under its own weight. And every lead splits into 5. Every witness contradicts another. Every document says something different. It's information warfare. Flood the zone with confusion until people beg for the comfort of the official version. And when the public finally surrenders to complete and total apathy, the crime is complete. You see, the truth isn't hidden in a vault. It's hidden in plain sight, buried under decades of noise. See, even if someone uncovered the real smoking gun tomorrow, it wouldn't change anything. The machinery of disbelief is too well oiled. They'd call it debunked within 24 hours. Experts would appear on TV and radio assuring you it's been explained. You'll be called a racist or an anti-Semite or something. And you're wondering, anti-Semite, it doesn't matter. Once they throw it out, you have to dispute it. And social media algorithms, oh my God, they'll quietly throttle the story. Fact checkers would slap context missing warnings on every post, community post. And the truth, yet again, would vanish beneath a pile of digital static. That's the new version of censorship. No bonfires of banned books, no Fahrenheit 451. No. Just a quiet burial beneath the algorithm. They don't need to hide the truth. They just need to make it invisible. You know, you can almost feel the fatigue when you mention JFK now. You can see it. People roll their eyes. They look at you like, still on that? Are you still doing that? And they ask you as if decades of unanswered questions would be ignored out of politeness. See, that's how deep the conditioning goes. They've made skepticism feel embarrassing. They've turned inquiry into a social sin. That's how control works. You see, it doesn't need force. It just needs ridicule. And while everyone argues about the grassy knolls and the same permanent bureaucracy, they keep churning. the intelligence agencies, the think tanks, the consultants who live in that shadow government between administrations, they're the continuity of corruption. Presidents come and go, but the machinery hums on. That's why every assassination investigation eventually runs into the same wall. Classified material, national security, ongoing sensitivities. Translation, you don't get to know. RFK's assassination followed the same pattern. The patsy, the witnesses, MK Ultra, just throwing that in. Witnesses who heard more shots than the gun could fire, the conveniently edited security footage, and MLK, same again, a drifter, a rifle, a tidy confession. Each case presented to the public like a puzzle with just enough pieces missing to keep you guessing, but never enough to solve. And then time does the rest. Witnesses die, records vanish, interest fades, history calcifies and solidifies and ossifies into narrative, and narrative becomes gospel. If you were designing a system to make truth permanently unreachable, you couldn't do better than this. Keep the files classified just long enough for everyone involved to be dead. Keep the media distracted by the next crisis. Keep the public cynical but comfortable. Feed them streaming shows about JFK conspiracies to make the whole thing feel like entertainment. Then when they finally give up, pat yourself on the back for preserving national stability. Because, my friend, that's what they tell themselves. That secrecy is noble. That deception is patriotic. That it's for your own good. That truth must sometimes be sacrificed for order. But it's not order. It's obedience and obeisance. And obedience is the death of freedom. The great irony is that the government doesn't even have to lie convincingly anymore. It just has to lie consistently, repeatedly. As long as the official story remains the same, people will cling to it like a security blanket. And the truth, or the idea, I should say, that the truth might be unknowable, unfindable, is actually comforting to some. Because you see, if you can't know, you don't have to care. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to research. See, that's the real assassination, the killing of curiosity itself, the slow strangulation and asphyxiation of wonder, the conversion of citizens into spectators. You see, and they've succeeded beyond measure. So no, we'll never find out who really killed Kennedy, not because it's impossible, but because the architecture of secrecy is so designed to outlive the questioners. They'll declassify their last files when no one's left alive who remembers what was lost that day in Dallas. And by then, it won't matter. The lie will have become history. You know, when the legend becomes fact, print the legend. And that's the tragedy of America's greatest unsolved murder. Not that we don't know, but that we've learned to live with not knowing. They wanted a public too weary to seek truth, too distracted to demand it, too entertained to care. Well, my friends, mission accomplished. And there you have it, dear friends. What do you think? Let me see your thoughts and comments. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel. Did you know that 80-something% of the people who watch this don't even subscribe? It's horrible. It's horrible. So subscribe, and don't forget our sponsor, preparewithlionel.com. Do yourself a favor. The link is in the description. Just go and check. Just see what they have. You will be astounded. And now, my friend, I ask you, as I always do, to comment as you see fit.